Welcome back to Kitchen Table Wargaming. Today we are going to be playing a Book of Rust specific couple of armies against one another. We've got House Raven with the Knights stomping in to destroy things. This bad boy's loaded up. So this is the special Book of Rust thermal cannon that gets assault d6 number of shots. And he gets the, was it the Warlord trait that re-rolls the number?
Yeah, it's Fury to keep. It's Assault D6, Strength 9, -5. It's D6 +2, and it's a blast weapon. Yeah. That replaces the thermal cannon.
Blast.
And then it also has Cold Eradication from Psychic Awakening. When determining the number of attacks the Warlord makes, I can roll 1 additional dice and just score the lowest. So
is gonna be
that's scary. My Princeps.
Yes, this is the Princeps. And then down here in the shadows, this little bitty thing right here. This is my Warlord. This is gonna be the Succubus rocking the Shardnet and Impaler. Again, this Succubus doesn't need a whole Shardnet, just the Razor Snare is fine. Thank you very much. I've equipped this Succubus with the this is the Master Succubus. Also has the Precision Blows. That's the one. And the Precision Blows lets you do mortal wounds on 6s that hit for the number of damage that you have. And she also has the Dark Lotus Toxin. So it's a +1 strength and +1 damage. So it becomes 3 damage Shardnet and Impaler combination. And they're just mortal wounds on 6s to hit. So I don't know. Probably not going to take out a knight by herself. But, you know, I'm probably still going to tangle with them at some point. It'll be kind of cute. There you have it. We'll be back with the armies in just a second. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here is the Drukhari list. This is going to be just pure Cult of Strife. However, I learned my lesson from my previous game, and I'm running 2 patrols today instead of a single battalion, just for that 1 extra HQ slot. Makes me feel a little more comfortable. So you've already seen the Warlord right there. Drazar is... I'm sorry, this Succubus here is in the detachment with her. This is going to be a Razor Flail Succubus. I'm aware that she should not have a pistol, so we will not use her pistol, but I'm just experimenting with this. She does have the Warlord trait with Tolerated Ambition that is the the Blood Dancer. So it's the Cult of Strife specific one that every 6 to hit is an additional 2. So her number of attacks could go from 12 to like 16 to 18 hits. Yeah, it could be cute. Why not? So she's over here in that patrol. This is another Succubus with the Tolerated Ambition. Or no, sorry, I've paid for this one to also have the Master Succubus, because you can do that in separate detachments. This one has the Dancer's Edge, so the glaive that ignores invul saves on 6s to wound, and I gave her Competitive Edge, so she'll reroll everything that does not make it to the damage phase. And then you've got Drazar, the Master of Blades, just rocking around. We've got a squad of 10 Witches, Shardnet, and Hydra Gauntlets in there. And then I've got a squad of 10 Blood Brides, Shardnet, Razor Flails, Hydra Gauntlets in that squad. And then I've got a squad of 5 other Witches that are just plain old Witches. We've got 8 Reaver Jet Bikes, 2 Heat Lances in there, and 2 Garav Talons in there. 2 5-man squads of Incubi, 5 Mandrakes, 5 Hellions, 3 Venoms, and because of points, these are upgraded to have the double Venom Cannons, Grizzly Trophies and Chain Snares, 2 Reapers, 2 Dark Lance, Raiders, 1 really old, 1 new, both with the Grizzly Trophies and the Chain Snares, and then 5 Scourges up here with Heat Lances. That's it. That is exactly 2,000 points on the nose. She does have the blast pistol that she's modeled with. Everything else should be correct. Just that one there that really doesn't have a pistol with her. And there is also a blast pistol on that Hecatrix there. And the rest is as it is. We'll be back in just a second to see the Knights list. Here are the Knights. House Raven. Book of Rust. Yeah, this is going to be spicy. So I'll let Russell go over the majority of this stuff. I can tell you, that's the Crusader. He's the Princeps. We just talked about him. Everybody else, I'll let you see as they are.
Well, we got 2 Hellravens with the autocannons and stubbers. We got a Knight Atropos from Forge World.
That's a big boy.
He's a lot of fun.
I'm not excited about the fun.
So, and then we have a Knight Castellan over here. It's got Ion Bulwark, gives it a 4-up invuln, and it's got Call's Wrath, which is the better plasma cannon that it's got.
Yeah.
And that is the list.
Yeah, that was hard. Wow. What I really want Russell to do is to use this ridiculous gun and use the profile that can kill him. Ha! That'd be great. It'd be good times. He was telling, I don't know nothing about this. He was telling me this thing has one profile that you roll, and it's like an assault D6 plus 4. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you roll a dice. If you roll a 1 through 3, it takes D3 mortal wounds.
Yeah.
And if you roll a 4 up, it doesn't do anything.
It's amazing. It's like it's great. Anyways, so this will be a lot of fun. Yeah, we'll be back in a minute. We'll get our deployment rolled up. We'll show you the battlefield. We'll show you the map, the mission, and we'll have a good time with this. So see you in a second. All right, folks, we have deployed. We rolled up for mission number 12, Scorched Earth. So you've got you got like 3 objective markers on this end of the field, and then you've got the 3 on the other side of the field over there. Russell won the roll-off for picking deployment zone, so he chose to be on that side of the board there, because the tree pillars things we count as forest, so you've got the -1 to shoot through that. Gives him a little bit of extra durability. Got a Castellan way back in the corner, Crusader, the little Hellvrens? Okay, got that one wrong. Way to go. And Mr. Atropo's way over here, all by his lonesome, but he's being very intimidating with his monstrous self. For myself, we're down here. Rolled up random drugs for just about everything. So the Hellions have +1 ballistic skill and attack. The old school Raider has regular 10 witch squad with a +1 strength and toughness, and the Succubus that has the Dancer's Edge, she also got +1 strength and +1 toughness, which is kind of cute. I don't know that any of this is going to matter much against Knights, because if I'm in combat, my strength 4 and toughness 4 is like, that's really funny, thanks. I've got a Venom with Drezar and Incubi, 2 Reapers, all the jet bikes. These guys are the only ones that I picked the ballistic skill instead of rolling randomly. This Venom has witches. They are the Hecatrix. No, she's another Succubus. She has the weapon skill and +2 movement. The witch squad is +1 toughness and ballistic skill. Another Venom full of Incubi. The Scourge over here. The only way I could get them into range with heat lances was to leave them dangling in the open, so I really don't want to go second. And then I put a Raider full of Blood Brides and the Warlord Succubus, who also got the +1 weapon skill, which is a joke, but she did get +1 attack. They're in the webway, and that is it. So we have set up secondaries. If you're curious, I'm sure you'll be surprised to know that I took Titan Hunter, Domination, and Deploy Scramblers, and then Russell has Grind Them Down, Assassinate, and Engage on all fronts. Shocking, isn't it? All right, you ready for the roll-off? This is the moment of truth right here. We're both a little nervous. Go ahead and roll first.
Oh, you go first.
I will then, being the guest. Oh, he rolled a mighty 2. This is what I rolled yesterday, though, so let's see.
1.
Oh, it was close. 'Tis a 3. He is not excited about this, folks. We'll see, though, because he was telling me off camera about his nifty tricks, like turning everybody into 4-up invul saves and bubbles of craziness because of Book of Rust. So, we'll be back after the Drukhari turn 1. Turn 1 has come to a close for the Drukhari. Here's how things moved around. The Scourge got to move up and put shots in and actually took 12 wounds off of Mr. Castellan with the heat lances.
Oh, more than that.
No, the Scourge. The Scourge did 12. And I re-rolled 1 damage because I got a 1, so I re-rolled that. So yeah, that helped. Venoms, shot, all my poison stuff I put into the 1 wounded Hellraven over there. I spent, once again, I don't know why I keep doing this, the 2 command points for the potent metalotoxins to try to wound that Hellraven. And then after we did the shooting with this unit, remembered that, or Russell asked and I clarified on my own bad, that this only works for a single unit shooting into something else. I was thinking it was the targeted unit, got all the poison, whatever, didn't matter. The heat lances went into the Crusader, did nothing. The Crusader's been pretty solid. I shot a bunch of other splinter cannons into the Crusader just because I had them, and they did nothing. This Reaper over here was here and shot into the Castellan and took 10 wounds, I think, from the Reaper. It was
all in all, he took 22 total wounds this turn.
Yeah, he took a beating, but he's still kicking. He's got 6 wounds left over there, so there's that. And then I spent the funny named lightning or fire and fade. This is now never stationary, so I did that. Over here, Dark Lance, Reaper, and everything else shot into the Atropos Knight, and I did take, I don't know, 8 or so wounds, give or take.
I think it's 9 total.
9, yeah.
No, yeah, you're right. Because I got 19 left. It started with 26, so
Yeah.
7 wounds.
Yeah, didn't get a ton of work out of that, but it was something. And these guys started deploying my scramblers, so I gained domination for 3, and that's it. And the end of the turn, both of us spent a few of our command points. He's down to 5, and I'm down to 6. And it is now Knight's turn 1. So we'll be back, and we'll see how many things they can eliminate off the board in one go. Mwahaha! Oh, friends, the Knights, they're mighty. Lots of shooting, lots of death. The Scourge are gone. There was one left. He got charged. Poor Scourge. Ran away and died. The Witches got out of that venom, which exploded and did a mortal wound and a lot of things. It was cute. This guy, Russell spent the command points to run on top profile. I hate that stratagem. The Reavers died. The Venom, Witches, Succubus all died there. I did realize I was doing a cheat, so I had to switch out. My Succubus over here does not actually have the cool Dancer's Edge. I can't have 2 Master Succubi in the same army of the same cult, so my bad. She will still keep the Warlord trait, but she just has a regular Archite Glaive, just in case anybody wondered and before people yell at me. So back to all the things that happened over here. We lost 1 Incubi getting out of the Venom, and that one also exploded and did another wound on the Reaver jet bikes and was just out of range to hurt anything over here, really. Mr. Atropos came in, killed all but 1 Hellion. The mighty Hellion survived and did nothing in combat, but that's okay. Then he killed, as well, my Reaper on this side. It exploded and took out the 2. There were 3 Hellions left. Took out 2 Hellions. Took 1 Mandrake, a couple wounds off of the Raider. And last but not least, my other Reaper is also gone because I didn't focus everything into killing the Castellan. All the rest of his shooting was actually meh. It was very disappointing until he got to the Castellan, and then he just cleaned up everything that he had already kind of tickled and took a wound off of, just died. It was incredible. So I learned a lesson, and it was valuable and painful, and it is what it is. So he also picked up a whole bunch of secondaries, so Russell managed to get grind him down, assassinate, and engage in all 4 quarters. So he's running away with the points at the moment. Now I've got to try to figure out something I can do in retaliation. So lots of things dead. My dead pile is much bigger than what I have left alive pile. That's kind of sad. So we'll be back in a second with the Drukhari turn 2. Drukhari turn 2 is over. Incubi got out of this venom. Came over here, advanced around to get in front of the Hell Raven. Came in, charged, and cleaned him up. That was nice of them. Drezar did his fighting and killed the Castellan. And over here, my 2 Incubi took the Overwatch from the Castellan. I had 2 left. They slapped at this guy and took a couple wounds off, maybe?
Yeah, like 6.
Yeah, so he's still there. Over here, disembarked the Witches, the Succubus. We all came out, moved forward. Succubus is up there, so there's 2 of us on that point. I don't even know if that matters. Does that change it for holding that point?
Yeah, that's why you got
it does.
domination.
Okay, yeah, I was making sure. I did it, and I knew it in my mind, and I kind of forgot. Then they made their charge. We chipped off like 4 wounds off this guy. 5 wounds, I think, because he had 18 when we started, between the Succubus and the Witches, so wasn't real exciting. Put the Raider over here, was going to charge, but I got him to do his overwatching against the Incubi, so I didn't have to worry about that. Homeboy here fell back, so he couldn't deploy any scramblers or anything else cheeky, but that's that. And then I spent for Murderous Descent. In they come, the Blood Brides, the Succubus. Who failed all their charges? All of them. I even spent for the cool Flawless Approach stratagem, so there was no Overwatch possible from the Crusader onto my Succubus, and she still failed her charge. And in the end, I didn't reroll because it's not really worth it to put 1 Succubus with, we can't do any cool Triptych Whip stuff against Titanic vehicles in there on a fully healthy knight. Was just not going to happen. So that's the end of that story. The Crusader lives, is happy, unhurt. And over here, I lost 2 in the combat from the night, and the Succubus survived the combat from the night. That's it. Oh yeah, I did lose another one in combat from the hits back from the Hell Raven. But he did pass his leadership, so he's hanging around. And that's the end of the story. The big knight did not go boom. I just needed a bigger marker to resemble the fact that he died. So that's that. So we'll be back in a minute with the knight's turn 2. I had hoped that I would kill at least one more, either this big boy over here with shooting or that little guy over there with combat, but it didn't work out in my favor. All of my dark lances missed. Yeah, there you have it. So we'll be back in just a minute with turn 2 for the knights. The knights' turn 2 is over. Lots of things dying again. These witches died. Actually, the shooting was not as much because so many things were in melee. In combat, I mean. This big boy fell back, shot, killed a couple of witches down here off of this point. Shot and did not kill the Hellion. Did not injure the Succubus. Over here, the shooting, he didn't shoot at them because he charged them. And Big Boy Crusader, the Princeps, mind you, killed my Succubus before I got a chance to do anything. But did not kill any witches. 4-up invols did help over there. Over here, we lost the last incubi. He did get to hit, and he took another 2 wounds off this boy. And that's it. He still scored a bunch of points. He still got grind him down. Still got another 3 for assassinate, 2 for the engage on all fronts. We both had 10 on primary that turn. So it's still really close, but at this point it's going to be harder for him because I'll keep on trucking now. So yeah, we'll see what's happening in a minute. We'll let Drazar come in and try to take off that little hell, whatever he is, Hell Raven. Yep, it's going to be hard for me to deploy my scramblers. Thanks for that, sir. Yeah, appreciate you. We'll get it done. So we'll be back in a minute with Drukhari, turn 3. And neither of us have command points, so yeah, that's that. And I spent some on lightning fast to try to keep my Hellion alive. Then he charged it because it did survive the shooting. And then spent a reroll somewhere on Drazar because Drazar took 2 shots from whatever that crazy thermal cannon, and he saved 1 and failed 1, so I had to reroll that. So that's where we're at. Be back for Drukhari, turn 3. End of the turn for the Drukhari, turn 3. This guy is hiding because he's a weenie. Yes. Over here, Succubus died after getting a blast pistol shot into the knight and taking 6 wounds. That was cheeky. Homeboy here did nothing. With the turn 3, there's no penalty for firing the heavy weapon, so both the raiders hit this turn, but I don't think he actually did a wound. You saved it on your 5-up invul. That's what it was. This one did do a wound, I think. Did a couple of wounds, or maybe you saved that as well. You'll notice the witches are all on the other side of the board here. So what happened was I did Cruel Deception for the 1 command point, and I walked around under the terrain because there's this cool tunnel that the witches fit through. So they went around and then made their charge so that they could take the objective away. Very rude, I know, if you're Russell. The Mandrakes came back. They're holding the objective. They did their Scrambler in the middle, so outside of his deployment zone. And the Incubi and Drazar came in and wiped up the poor Hell Raven, right? Yeah. And that is it. So I picked up Domination again, my second deploy Scramblers, and I had 10 for the primary in this turn. And now we're going into Knight's turn 3. And Big Boy here is sitting on 2, and the other one is at... The witches aren't going through him very fast. He's not a 7, I think. So that's where we're standing. End of turn, or bottom of turn 3. Hey folks, it is the bottom of turn 3. The Knights have just finished up their retaliation, which was mighty. This guy, being bracketed, did not finish this dude off in the shooting, but he did in the melee, so he did kill him and grab that objective, which he's already holding. This knight turned sideways, got out of combat, shot a lot of stuff. And I don't remember the shooting doing much besides killing Drazar. Made me very sad. So Drazar died, picked up his last assassinate point. He did kill like 4 witches in the shooting, and then he
6 witches in the shooting.
6 in shooting, and then it was another like 1 or 2 in combat.
One,
but then I
you lost 2
failed
days.
morale, and I lost 1 in the combat, so I have 1 witch standing. Haha, which means I still hold the objective. That's kind of dumb, but I like it. Killed the raider, so he easily got grinded down, and that's it. So. That was a very interesting turn. So on secondaries, Russell's he's killing the secondaries. Primary not, so I'm going to get the edge in that, but it's a wild bit of a close game here at the end. I don't know that I have anything left that'll really kill these guys, unless I can get my incubi over without them dying, which is a tall order. So we'll be back with turn 4 for the Drukhari. Whoo-wee! End of my turn 4. This Venom scooted up because I forgot that doesn't obscure me from shooting at the knight. He's too big. He got 1 splinter shot through, took him to 1 wound. So frustrating. The Mandrake stayed still. The Incubi moved up and deployed the last Scrambler. This Witch, oh my gosh, Shardnet Impaler took him to 1 wound. 1 wound! I even re-rolled it, the second one they got through, just to see, and it still was not a 6, because I would only win that thing on a 6. It was so frustrating. So both these knights are at 1 wound, and I have very little left that can do anything to them. And he's probably just going to murk everything else on the board except my Mandrakes, because they're the only things he can't see unless he moves real far. So it's crazy, and he's still going to pick up 10 because my Witch died. I used my command reroll to try to get the last wound through to kill the Princeps. I could have used it on the rerolling the save for a 4-up invul in combat, but whatever. You know, you got to do what you got to do. It would have been amazing for her to kill him. Glorious combat by herself, but she did not. It was so close. All right, we'll be back with the Knight's turn 4 in just a second. Alrighty, turn 4 for the Knights is over. Big boy with his now 2 wounds. Another thing, we hadn't really mentioned it yet in this game, but the Book of Rest, healing a wound every turn.
That's Psychic Awakening.
Oh, that's Psychic Awakening. Sorry, I forgot. I didn't even realize. I haven't played a Knight Army in a while. So they're both at 2 wounds now, which makes it annoying. This poor guy did all the shooting and did nothing because he was a little bit bracketed. Oh, no, I take it back. He got 1 through on the Venom, so it dropped him down to 3. Or was that from him?
Yeah, it was from him.
Oh,
Hit on
okay.
6 1.
Yeah.
It's
That was his
Book
missile.
of Rust that failed to kill it.
That's right. That was his great relic, and he rolled 1 shot for the D6 shots.
Double 1s again.
Double
So
ones, actually. Yeah.
I rolled double 3s, turn 1, 2, and then
yeah,
turn
2
3,
turns.
I rolled double 1s.
Oh,
It was. It
no,
goes.
it was
No,
four.
no, no. It was 3, 3, 4, and 1.
Yep, 1. So it was spectacular. However, the Avenger Gatling Cannon did the business on cleaning up my Incubi. I lost 2 Mandrakes, but they're still alive. So the biggest thing I really expected, because all he's been doing is spending the 1 command point to make him top tier. So the Princeps has been running around with 1 wound or 2 wounds and shooting and killing everything on top tier. And I didn't hide them enough to get out of line of sight. So it was like, ha ha ha. So anywho, the end of the turn, he got grounded down again, obviously. He had 10 for primary, and yeah. So that's it for turn 4. We'll be back with turn 5. There's the smallest of chances I can kill one of these knights, and I will take that chance. And that's it. We'll be back in a second to see what happens and what remains.
Great job, dog.
Yeah, that's you, Chewbacca. You did good. You cheered me on. He helped my dice. The end of my turn 5. They moved forward. They were in 18 inches. The Princeps with the Bell Blast, hitting at -1 through the forest. I got 1 wound through on a 6, and it took his 2 wounds. He failed his armor save, so it took the 2 wounds and killed him. And then it exploded, because why not, even though it didn't matter. Would the explosion range have been enough to get over to there? It wouldn't, would it?
No.
It wouldn't matter, because I don't think.
No.
Nah, the 2d6, I was thinking, oh, maybe it would be cool, because he was,
No,
but he was way
exactly.
back there. Then my Venom shot at him. I got 2... No, I did not get 2 wounds. I got 2 hits, and then no wounds. And I command point re-rolled the last one with my last command point. It still did nothing. So the mighty Atropos lives. Will he finish me off in his turn? We shall see. Turn 5 coming up. Well, folks, he's done. It is Big Boy with a 1 command point, full tier movement and shooting, and my mandrakes are dead. So he shoots and kills them, vengeance, I suppose. And then he had a nice 10-inch charge to make it into the venom, and that would have sealed the deal. He rolled an 8, and there were no command points left for the re-rolling. So the venom survives, and it in the long run wouldn't have changed. He wouldn't have been able to win. He would have had to grind him down. Would give him another 3 points, I think. We did a lot of mathing and had some fun with it. Here's where we sit. Ended up being 86 for Drukhari, 64 for the Knights. If the one Mandrake with his little Bale Blast, Mortal Wounds, did not kill the Crusader, it would have been an 18-point difference on his side. Because he could have held 2, which would have been holding more. He would have shot and killed probably both my Venom and the Mandrakes, and would have...
Total, it would have been a 20-point swing because of the 2 points for Titan Slayer.
Yep, and the 2 points for Titan Slayer. Yeah.
It would have made it 84. Actually, it would have been 84. No, 84-64. Or whatever.
Yeah, it would have been incredibly close. Obviously, we've been playing around with the numbers and crunching. It's been crazy. So, I have to make this little Mandrake, fake Mandrake, my custom-built Mandrake. He's my MVP for this game because that's the best anybody has ever done with a Mandrake in my book. And we were debating for Russell's army. His Castellan only shot effectively for 1 turn, but it killed half my army, it felt like. And then his Crusader just wouldn't die. Not till the very end, so it was really interesting. Hope y'all enjoyed this. Book of Rust, it was fun playing around with some new stratagems, some of the new tactics and builds, and enjoyed that a lot. Any other comments from you, Russell?
No, it's Knights need secondaries, that's for sure.
They need big time help with secondaries.
But other than that,
yeah. But that being said, you did well in the secondaries, except for Engage. You got 12 and 12 from Grind Them Down and Assassinate. Yeah, that third secondary to help would have made a difference. Yeah, this has been a blast. So thank you all. Hope you enjoy the game. And Gamemat.eu for all the terrain and the battle mats. Look them up. Give them a shout. Great stuff. And we will catch you next time on Kitchen Table Wargaming.